Okay, this is all of them on scooters for their first time. Ooh, we got it line up there. You guys have to line up, line up. You gotta make room for the guys from behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just wait. Wait. We're doing okay. We're going right. It's so scary, man. Single file, looks like it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Yeah, Jay. Get over the side. Get over the side, man. There you guys. We're gonna go slow. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Just pull in someone here. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I just want to make sure. Bye-bye. Woo! I'm sweating, man. Nervous. Scared. There's too many people, man. What have I gotten myself into? Yeah, so all these guys ride, so that's good. They all have their own gear and stuff, and I didn't have to teach them anything. Most of them never been on scooters, though. They all ride motorcycles.
We're still Eva.
Eva?
I've only been on one, so...
And, yeah. We're just trying to get used to our bikes. I took them someplace. These roads are all dead. We can just ride around for the heck of it and learn the scooters. Yeah, I couldn't get the racetrack was booked for today, so I just took them all to a public park and told them to ride around on these narrow paths. My dog likes it. Hope none of them crash, man. It was just funny. I said, you know, they're all following me. And then I'm riding by this park, and I look in, and I see all these nice concrete paths, and I'm like, should I? And then sure enough, I just shoot into the park, and they all follow me. And then I'm going full tilt. That's pretty much as quick as I could. But give me, you know, it's my first time being here, so this guy's showing up. Look at this guy. Oh, man. Okay, that's scaring me. Did you see that? So yeah, I just went into the park and started giving it. And yeah, I'm just shooting around here, and I'm skidding around these corners. I'm like locking up the rear brake and going to the corners sideways and shit. And they're keeping up. You slow down. You know, but it's good though. Like, where else are you gonna learn the capability of your scooter? You know, what better place to learn than this windy, weird? You know, got 90-degree turns. You got nice long bends. You got more smaller bends. You got everything here, other than traffic and straightaways. So yeah. Hey guys, M13 here, and it is Friday night, and I'm downtown, so this is a rarity. I'm like, you know, I'm an old man. I don't go out late at night. I don't go downtown, especially late at night. You know, I don't go downtown on the weekend late at night. um, even more especially. But I just hung out with the guys from my tour. Just met them for the first time. Big ass group, fucking intimidating as hell. You know, it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm M13 and they're coming out for my tour, but it's not that way, man. I meet a group of people. They're all young. They're all good looking. They're all tall. It's just a big group of young, good looking guys, and I'm just old, fart, and I'm just like, it's just. Uh, but yeah. So yeah, so it's the other way around. I'm actually somewhat intimidated by them. But it was the first day here is never. It's not supposed to be exciting. We did some paperwork. I had them sign some waivers. Pretty much said if they crash and die, then I can sue their family for the cost of the scooter. Um, yeah, and then we went out to practice scooters, and I think I already showed that. I got some footage of that. And that was it. And then we went for dinner, and everyone's kind of jet lagged, and they were sleeping at odd hours, and they're eating at odd hours. So I would take them out for dinner, and then they ate like they barely touched their food, which felt like a big waste of money to me. Kind of hurt actually, but yeah, live and learn. Next year I'll remember first night dinner. Take them somewhere cheap. um, yeah. So I don't know. It was a smooth enough first night. Everyone's ridden before. They all got motorcycles. They all got experience. We had one guy who was just fast. It's weird. It's surprising how some people can just get on a vehicle they've never ridden before and just go. Um, yeah, and other people are the opposite. Like some of the people were very nervous and whatnot on the scooter, and then there was one guy that was just flying around. Looked like if he leaned off his scooter, but he would have been getting his knee down. So, but the question is who's the question is who's right? The guy that's taking it easy on the new vehicle, or the guy who's flying around? Or maybe there is no right and wrong. It just depends if he crashes or not, right? Because if he's flying around and he's good and he doesn't crash, then good for him. But if he does eventually crash, then in a half a second he goes from being the hero to the idiot. Speaking of idiots, look at that guy. It's like full on. Look at that. See? And then he almost hit somebody. See that? He almost hit those two guys. And those two guys look big. They should have gone off the scooter and beaten that guy to the fucking ground. He's shooting along the oncoming lane and takes that corner like blindly. Almost hits them. I'm telling you, if we're on our group tour and and it's me with 7 big ass freaking American and UKers, like some guy does that to us, then we'll probably do nothing too, because he'll probably call his buddies up, and they'll still outnumber us because there's a few million of them and only 8 of us. Yeah, so I'm heading home, and I'm gonna have to help take care of my son while my wife has a shower, and then maybe upload something, possibly this. And then tomorrow morning, we're waking up early, like freaking 5 in the freaking morning, which means I gotta fall asleep like right now, this instant, if I want to get 7 hours sleep, which is what I need. Yeah, don't think I'm gonna get the 7 hours I need though. Come on. What's with this? What's with this? What time is it, man? It's like, yeah, it's like 10:30 at night, and we've got bumper to bumper traffic. What's with that? That doesn't make sense to me. I've got the money from them for the tours, so I've got like, I don't know, like almost $8,000 crammed into my pocket. It's kind of funny. Like if the button, it's kind of jammed to my pant leg, and I got a button on it. If the button broke or something, it would just all fly out, and that would be the end of that. Oh, trip's over. I lost your money on the way home. I couldn't do that, right? But on the other hand, what else could I do? I wouldn't. I literally would not have. I don't have enough money in the bank to pay for the trip. If I'd have to kill myself. That'd probably be the only real logical choice at that point. Do. Yeah. Um. Yeah. My dog's still here. Yep. Come on, you two. See, like craziness like this right now, and it is a bit crazy. This traffic, is it's commonplace to me, you know. But for them, it's horrifying. Like you can't even imagine it. If you've never been in this type of traffic before, where you got a car like an inch and a half to the left of you, and a scooter, somebody else, you know, an inch and a half to the right, and people are moving around, and it's kind of unpredictable. You know, but it's an extreme emotion, and I'm envious of that. When I first moved to Taiwan, the first time I rode a scooter, it was an extremely intense experience. Like I was riding in downtown traffic on a scooter, and it was like I would ride for 5 minutes, and I'd pull over and just wait for my heart to slow back down again, and then I'd ride for 5 minutes, and then I'd pull over and just wait for like my adrenaline to start to kick off before I could ride again. And I just kept doing that. Like it was just nerve wracking. But one of the biggest mistakes I made was going too slow, and because I was going too slow, I constantly had scooters passing me on the left and on the right within like a couple of inches of me. So I'm trying to like focus, and I got people just cutting in front and cutting by me. If I just sped up, it would have solved the problem. And they're following me, and I'm setting a quick enough pace that they got to push it a bit, so they're not going to get that stress. They won't realize that normally when you first start riding in Taiwan, it's more horrific because you're riding too slowly because you're new to it. But by forcing them to follow me, and I just go at a quick pace, and then they have to do it too, and it actually makes it easier. All right, so this is day 2. It's the first day where we do some real riding, and I brought them to one of the first swimming spots I found in Taiwan. There's fish in here. I don't know if you can see. A bunch of fish in there. England, you can tell. You guys, Wales, sorry. American, Canadian, England. You guys, yeah, England. And then that's an American over in the background. You can dive from this rock here. Yeah, I think yeah, you can climb up on that one and dive in over there. Woo, about swimming. The British guy is an exhibitionist. It's not even, we're all wearing jackets. It's not even hot out. And he decides to strip down. Show off his pasty white limey skin. Yeah, for real. This is literally exactly where my friend got bit. The snake was living in that wall, next to the left of the waterfall, in one of those crevices. There was a poisonous water snake. And this sign says no swimming. Violators will be prosecuted. Babao, no, it's okay. You can get in there. You can go right in behind it. Unless it's moved. Look at Babao. Babao gets really worried. She gets really concerned when people swim and do stuff. This is the last time we see swimming spots in the mountains. No one else is up for it. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Waterfall in Taiwan. Not for this guy. He's in Asia every other week, according to him.
3 degrees warmer, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit too chilly for me. Okay, it's still May. It's May 7th. I just showed them some like mountain pond and a mountain waterfall. The guy from Wales went swimming. I commented to the 3 other British guys that people from Wales are braver than people from England, and they just answered back, "No, they're stupider," which I thought was funny. Whew, I'm fogging up. I'm hot. We hiked back up to get out of the waterfall. Yeah. And this is a little tiny Aboriginal town, and there's a school. Some little shops. I don't know if you saw, there was a chicken on the side there. It was a black chicken. They're called black mountain chickens, and their skin's pure black. So when you're eating it, if you're eating like a chicken leg or something, it's black as opposed to the regular white. And it's better. They're healthier. They're natural, like I guess they're called free range chicken or whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing this is probably going to be in the private series. So possibly the first video in the private series, and if so, thank you for buying it. These private series really help me out. I generally don't earn enough from one month to the next to support my cost of living, and it's been like that for so long. It's just nuts, you know. For like 3 years now, I earn less than I spend in a month. And then what happens is these private series pull in a decent enough amount, so that what happens is, you know, I don't take the money that I make from these private series and go and blow it on buying something like a new TV or something. What happens is the money just sits in the bank, and then each month when my paychecks don't cut it, I go to the bank and I take out an extra 100 or 200 just to make ends meet. And that extra 100 or 200 comes from the people that buy my private series. So without this private series, I don't, you know, I'm not quite sure what I would do. What I'd probably have to do is teach more English. And teaching English is a lot of fun, and you know, it's fun and easy for a year or two. But ask anybody who's done it, and you get sick of it quick. And I'm not exactly sure why that is, because we don't work long hours, and it's not a very demanding job. It's definitely not physically demanding. I think it's the repetition of it, and the fact that there's no advancement. It's not a career. You know, you can't really advance in a school and become manager or whatever. It's very rare, anyways. So I'm worried about it. One sec. I'm trying to check my camera. My camera freezes up recently. Hold on a sec. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to look at the screen. Sometimes it just freezes. The screen freezes and the whole thing just freezes. So it looks like it's on. I can see that it's recording, but in actuality, the screen's just frozen. So I'm trying to move around to try to see. Yeah, the guys behind me see I'm vlogging. I'm like, and then the thing, and then. So yeah, so what am I talking about? Waterfalls. Oh yeah, teaching English. So yeah, once you've done it for, like, that's why the vast majority of people that come out and teach English, they do it for, on average, 2 years. That's the normal average amount. A lot of people do it for 1 year. Some people might stay 3 or 4, but on average, it's about a 2-year stay for foreigners coming to teach English. And I've been doing it for 13. So yeah, and it's gone to the point where even if I teach minimalistically, I still hate it. so So yeah, so I'm really glad that I'm not. That's not my only income, because if it was, I'd probably hate my life to a good extent. You guys wanna take a picture? I don't know. Stop here. Goodbye. You wanna go? You guys want a picture? Who's the British guy stopped on the road? Pull off to the side. I said, who's the British guy stopped in the middle of the road like a twat?
I didn't see him.
Get over it. Pull over. You guys want a picture? It's a good spot. Just take a quick. We're not stopping for long. Take a picture if you want to. If you don't, we'll get going in another minute. But we won't be by here again, and it's a good spot.
So what is this?
Oh, look at the bird. This is a bridge.
And this is the chap who played over a ground here.
I don't know. This is called Fuxing Mountain. Fuxing, Fuhsing, and it's as far as I can. It's pretty much the highest point. Well, yeah. In this county, it's probably one of the highest roads. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so thank you for buying my private series and helping me teach less. There's fish right down there. As my camera drops out of the helmet.
Everyone gets some moose out. I just thought you were a walking pharmacy.
I'm getting nervous.
It's like the end of a tense film. It's like, oh, will the good guy win?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he can fix lifelong problems in, like, in a short amount of time. He can fix a problem that you would rarely have for the rest of your life without being able to fix it in a Western country, like a curved back. How could you, you could go to chiropractors, but chiropractors would tell you to come back every week, 3 times a week for months and months and months. And him, it's 10 minutes. Okay, you're back straight now. Hey guys, we just finished with the Qigong doctor, and last year I only had 3 guests, so all 3 of them got done by him, and then after that he needed to rest for a bit. He can only see so many patients in a day because it tires himself out, because supposedly, and I'm not trying to doubt it, but they use their own life energy to make adjustments in other people. They kind of project their own energy out. So that's why if they see more than like 3 or 4 patients in a day, then they run out of energy, and then the adjustments that they make on, the 6th, 7th, 8th person doesn't really do anything. And that's one of the great things about the qigong doctor that I visit is he's not licensed, and he doesn't do that for a living. It's just kind of his hobby, if you will. Um, he's a master. He's a qigong master. But he's not licensed. He doesn't have a license, a practitioner's license. Um, and when we so he doesn't have, like, if you go to most Chinese hospitals here, Chinese doctors, they'll have a waiting room full of patients. So um, it really any licensed qigong doctor that you visit, chances are I'm talking. Chances are that he's uh, you just ineffective, doesn't work, because if they've seen more than 5 people that day, then they can't do anything, and they're just doing it as a job to make a buck. But this guy, you know, he only sees a few patients each day, and when he works on those patients, they see results. One of the guys today that saw him had a bad shoulder. He didn't mention it to us before he saw him, like we didn't even know, and his shoulder, he can't raise his arm higher than a certain height, and the qigong guy was just making. We didn't tell the doctor that. We didn't know that. But when the doctor was finished adjusting him, his arm, and now he can lift it all the way up and put his arm behind the back of his head. So yeah, fixed. Yeah. So it's always a treat visiting him. And I'm happy because he gave me some medicine, and he actually charged me for it, which is a change. Normally he doesn't charge me for anything, but I'm honestly happy that he did, because I feel bad. I'm visiting the guy. He charges other people. He charges other people $30 per person, and for me and my friends, he charges nothing. So we just got like over $100 worth of work, and that's not the actual value. The value is probably hundreds and hundreds of dollars that he normally charges. To say his services are worth $30, it would be a gross understatement, because one of the guys that visit him has a bad back. When he was younger, he had a disease that actually messed up his back, and when he was younger, he had like a degenerative disease on his back, and the damage has been done and the disease has gone away, but the damage is still there. And he was told that he would later in life need surgery because his back is out of shape. And the doctor's just like, we didn't tell the doctor again, and the doctor's just like, okay, well, his back is this, and his back's messed up pretty badly. And he's like, yeah, that's because of some disease I had when I was a kid. And he's like, okay, well, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix it. It's not come back next week and we'll do adjustments. He's like, we're gonna fix it. And only time will tell. But he told the guy he's gonna be. Sometimes it's immediate. Like, one guy had a bad wrist. He couldn't bend his hand back too much, which is I had that problem as well in the past, and he fixed it immediately. And he did so for that guy too. He fixed it, and he said, "Here, go push it." And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's fixed." So he fixed that problem for. He fixed, like, he did a couple of immediate fixes, but for the guy's back, he said it will take a few days for him to notice the results, and he's going to be sore for a few days. Yeah. So yeah, this is all still just the first day of riding. And it reminds me again. I had one person comment that, get on your own side of the fucking road, man. I had one person comment that they were going to be moving to Taiwan like in a year or two, so they weren't gonna bother doing my tour because they could just do it themselves in a couple of years. And that's the thing, you can't do it yourself. If you move out here and buy a scooter, okay, that's fine and dandy. And then are you going to know all the best places to visit on the entire country? Are you going to know where, the secret locations where unlicensed qigong masters live, and et cetera and so forth, No. Only me. Only I can give you this. But it's true. It's taken me 13 years of exploring, and many of those years I was just hardcore explorer. Like, there's a lot of foreigners that have lived here I met a foreigner recently who's lived here for over 10 years, and he's never been to the southern half of the island. It's like, the island it only takes 12 hours to go from tip to tip, and you've never, and for the first few years I lived here, I was just an explorer, man, just a hardcore explorer. Like, if I had a long weekend, I'd just be, okay, I got 3 days off work, I'm getting on my scooter and I'm doing a lap around the entire island, and I did that regularly. So I've been around this island more than most of the regulars that have, not regulars, locals. I've been around this entire island more times than the vast majority of the locals. I still don't know the roads as well as some of them because I can't read the signs. So there's people that have traveled much less than me that are better at getting around than me because I can't read the signs. But nonetheless, that's what GPSs are for. So yeah. Oh, we had one guy crash today so far. One guy went. Took a corner, bit quick. He says he leaned it over too far and slid out, but at the speed we're doing, it shouldn't have happened. He was maybe leaning his body the wrong way, or he might have tapped the brake and not realized it. He might have. Another thing that happens is he said the scooter rubbed against the ground first, and then he went down. And a lot of times what happens is when your bike or scooter touches the pavement and rubs against it on a corner, you hear the sound and you panic, and you kind of just you just panic, and you either wiggle the handlebars because you get scared out of shock, or you it's nice, or you brake. And in doing so, because when you're already at a steep lean angle, you do something unpredictable or unsmooth, and that's when you fall. Honest to God, I could, no more mountains for you guys. Jeez. Who picked the mountain road? Where is he? It's that guy. No, but I just. All right. Well, we're on the first day of 9 days of riding, and so far we've had 2 crashes. So, if we keep up this average, by the end of the trip we'll have 18 crashes. And we're halfway through this day. So, actually, if we keep up that average, then we're up to 36 crashes we'll have by the end of the trip. And the first crash was because we were going kind of quick. The guy took a corner really quick, kind of slid out. So it's kind of understandable because you shouldn't be, they're new to the vehicles and maybe we were riding a bit too quick. So I can claim some fault for that. But for this accident, we're going slowly. We're honest to God just putting along, and then somebody went down. What they said the problem was they went on the side. They kind of, I don't know, they went too far over onto the side, and there's wet mud and stuff on the side, and they weren't paying attention maybe, and they drifted out a bit too far, and when they hit the leaves and stuff, maybe they braked with the front tire or something. Do you think you hit the front brake when you were on the side?
No, I had my hand on this side.
You didn't? Really? Yeah.
We'll review it on video because it's on video.
Yeah. The really bad thing, if you crash one of the bikes, it's not that big of a deal. The parts are cheap, the plastics are all cheap. We can just swap them. What is a big deal is the bike that he's riding is it's a collector's item. There's only about 1,000 of them in all of Taiwan. Like for my scooter, there's probably like hundreds of thousands of them in Taiwan, or at least 100,000. His scooter, there's only 1,000 of them in all of Taiwan. And the shop said to me, this is a collector's item. Make sure the person that you give this to is the person with the most riding experience. Yeah, take special care of this scooter. We don't even know why because my scooters didn't come from a rental agency. They came straight from Yamaha. So they said, yeah, and they said we don't even know why Yamaha let you have the scooter because it's a collector's item. My guests kept demanding I take them to the chimney, so here we are. We were supposed to go to the beach swimming today, but they're like, no, we don't want the beach, we want the chimney. Yeah, I'm still not going to tell you what it is.